I think that the Egyptian state is trying to decapitate the Muslim Brotherhood by rearresting most of its senior leaders. Now, the effects that this is going to have is, firstly, it's going to allow for a new generation of Muslim Brotherhood leaders to emerge, possibly resulting in some sort of split or some sort of leadership struggle. It will also encourage a faction of the Brotherhood to completely turn towards armed violence. They would probably rename themselves and re-establish themselves and separate from the Brotherhood. But I think that it's quite probable that Islamist violence will return to urban areas in Egypt outside of the Sinai. I think that the army is quite popular because of its crackdown on the Brotherhood and because of what is seen as it having saved the economy, it having saved the Egypt's position. I mean, this is a very emotional rather than intellectual response. But the Brotherhood was blamed for the economic collapse that Egypt was going through and the economic difficulties that Egypt was going through, particularly the pretty massive fuel shortages that the country was going through. They're also being blamed for the violence that is happening at protests, even though in most cases it's the army shooting, not the other way around. The army has already said that it wants to hold elections. I think this is genuinely their intent. I think what the army has learned is that they don't want to rule Egypt directly. They want to be able to arbitrate major disputes. They want to be the people with the final say when the politicians can't agree. But they don't want to rule directly. They don't want to be involved in day-to-day government, because they realize that this is an absolutely thankless task, regardless of who's doing it. So they will probably go ahead with elections, and they will probably go ahead with drafting a new constitution, and this will give the US a way out. The US will be able to say, look, there's a constitution and there's an elected government. Fair enough, the army is strong, but that's their choice.